Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over adding a oil pressure sensor to an AIM Solo 2 DL. Okay, so onto the software side of things. You want to click on the gear icon to bring up your devices. In this case, I have the Solo 2 and then the Smarty Cam. So the channel expander gets added to the Solo 2. You open that. I'm gonna go to can expansion. Now I already have one set up, so what I could do here real quick is just remove it, give you guys an idea how to set it up. So you're gonna click on new expansion. You're brought up with three options. These two are similar. The ACC is only used for analog, whereas the channel expansion can do analog and digital. So click on that. Then you're brought up with all the channels. You can obviously name them, change the functions. Up here, you can name the device itself. You have to put in your serial number. That should be on the side of the box. And then once you're done with that, you just click on it. You're mostly going to be running with analog channels. So if you have it on analog, you can see here you have all of these different options. Whereas if you change it over to digital, you can see you only have vehicle speed and wheel speed. So I'm going to do analog. So in my case, I am hooking up the oil pressure. So again, oil pressure right here. And then from there, you can pick which sender you bought. And then I put this at 10 unit of measure. I put in PSI. And then the display precision would just be like if you wanted to be like 60 versus like 60.1 or 0.2 or whatever it is. So, and then you just hit save, close. I'm going to go back to the one I had already pre-configured. Show that again. So again, I also unchecked the channels. My thinking here was that being that I'm not plugging anything into them, just in case it is for some reason trying to hold them, that it could add some added strain and cause failures on the logger. So I only have channel 1 set up. And then again, we can look at how I have it set up. So this is the sensor that I bought. So obviously that's when I set up. And yeah, so that's it. From there, if you are using something like the Smarty Cam, you're going to then want to go to the Smarty Cam stream. And then from there, you would add it here. So click on that, and then you can see here it has the channel expansion. And then from there, you pick the channel that you have set up. So that's that. And then the last part, again, this is if you have the Smarty Cam, you would come into here. And then from here, you can set up your overlay. So I added in the oil pressure overlay. It is just attached to the can profile, oil pressure. So it doesn't actually say that it's coming from the channel expander, just that it's simply coming from the can profile. And you can see that here on right here. So if you see CC08 oil pressure, if you go back to the actual Solo page, look at the Smarty Cam, and you can see here it's linked up that way. So that's it in terms of the, oh, actually there is one last thing too on the actual Smarty Cam display on your pages. So you could see here, this one actually does show channel expansion and then the channel that you have set up. I'll go a little bit more in depth when it's all connected in the car, but just real quick while we have it here on the table, the channel expansion plugs into the left port on the Solo 2 DL. That will then enable you to connect, again, up to 4 sensors. The sensors come like this, where you basically have to buy a patch lead. The patch lead is, I think it's a 712 to 719, and it would be a 4-pin on the other end. This is a 4-pin. In my case, being that I have the data hub for the for the Smarty Cam, The data hub actually plugs in to the Solo 2, and then the channel expansion connects to the data hub. But yeah, again, we'll go over it a little bit more in depth when it's in the car itself. Starting at the Solo 2 DL and working our way to the pressure sensor under the hood, we're going to run the data hub cable under the kick panel on the right hand side, and then that cable is then going to go across over into the passenger side. We are then going to connect the channel expander into the data hub, and then off the data hub itself, we're going to go into the AIM Smarty Cam. I'm going to be running the channel expansion cable through the left kick panel. You can see that's where the patch lead extension is connecting basically to the channel expansion extender cable. We're going to be running the cable through the firewall. I chose to go through the grommet next to the battery, which on a right-hand drive car is on the passenger side. Then going over to the sensor itself, I'm installing it near the throttle body, running the cable under the little cover there. I then chose to put it inside a rubber hose just for some added protection. And then that's it. That runs over to the firewall grommet. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll just leave you here with a quick test drive and see you in the next one.